consider that there are communities that are treated as subhuman. And I say this for the following. Both are talking heads on the media, and they're only heads without much concept, with less logic coming out of them. When the 3 Israeli settlers were kidnapped, and today the New York Times magazine said that Hamas and the Palestinian resistance is not responsible to them. But that was made to be the crisis. But let us talk about another larger crisis. We've been facing kidnapping as a nation from 1948. We've been facing kidnapping since the British landed on Palestine. We've been facing kidnapping as the third world since the colonialism have made its way into our countries. We've been facing kidnapping when millions of Africans were taken from their homes to come and be brought into this continent after the destruction of Native Americans. So they work on the plantation from can't see in the morning till can't see at night. So you want to talk about kidnapping? We could talk about it from now to Judgment Day. And let me tell anyone, opposer or otherwise, that step to us and speak about violence. Anyone that comes to us and speak about violence, I want them to answer about the Inquisition. I want them to answer about colonialism. I want them to answer about the slave trade. I want them to answer about First World War, Second World War, with the bombing of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, with the Holocaust. I want them to answer for Vietnam, for carbon bombing Kampuchea, for mining the harbors in Nicaragua, for invading Panama, for invading every country in the world, and you have the audacity to ask us about violence? None of us in the Southern Hemisphere, we qualify to the violent Super Bowl that the Northern Hemisphere have manifested. It's a structured, mechanized, industrial modernity that makes killings in the millions. That's what we are needing to address. Now, I want you to know the facts. I want you to know the facts. Between May and June, 12 Palestinians were killed by Israel. 2 youth were walking down the street and they were shot by the Israeli military. 12. In June 29th, Israel assassinated the person responsible from Hamas from actually monitoring and making sure that the ceasefire is respected. And you could also go to the Israeli analysts. It only shows that Israel was systematically, deliberately planning for an attack on Gaza in collusion with Sisi, in collusion with our own government, in collusion with Saudi Arabia, in collusion with Jordan, in collusion with the United Arab Emirates. They were again acting in a country club to snuff out any type of resistance because they're thinking about their pocket. They're thinking about what type of neoliberal economics that they're trying to implement in the Arab and Muslim world, as well as other parts of the world. And therefore, it was a premeditated murder. Premeditated murder. 80% of those who are killed are civilian. 80% of those who are killed are civilian. Has this type of bombing been conducted in the United States, the results will be 156,000 killed. In comparison, 156,000 killed. That is the type of destruction. It's not an air shell going abroad. It's actually premeditated murder. Planned, carried out with design and strategic planning from the highs up. Which takes me back all the way to 48. Because those in Gaza are facing 48 again today. Those in Gaza are facing another 1948 today. It was massacre, it was destruction, it was actually causing people to flee. So much so that the Menachem Begin, in his own memoirs, he said there wouldn't be a state of Israel without the victory at Deir Yassin. Netanyahu today can say there isn't a racist state of Israel without the massacre in the Shuja'iyya. That's what it is. It's a massacre. It's a massacre. Lastly, there's a lot of Israelis and Americans that say Israel have the right to defend itself. This canard that is repeated time and time again. As an occupying power, you cannot occupy a people and then claim to self-resistance against the people you occupy. You cannot. You are responsible for their well-being as a civilian. You are responsible to actually provide them the food and the medicine. You are responsible for making their safety and security. That's what the Israeli government is responsible, because it's occupying the Palestinians. Therefore, any hypocrite, any of our political leadership that is not our leadership, is actually the best leadership that money can buy, that we need to challenge them, that this rhetoric is unacceptable. No longer we stand for this type of rhetoric, the blaming the victim one more time by actually assisting the murderer, by erasing them from the context of international law and the context of the law. But we have our work here to do. We have our work here to do, because it's the same thing that is used against our African American brothers. We have work to do. So freedom for the Palestinians has to begin at home. We need to free our people, and we need to do a transnational movement, the same way that Malcolm X understood it, that freedom abroad means the freedom at home, and freedom at home means the freedom abroad. Assalamu alaikum. Free Palestine, free Palestine, free Palestine.
Thank you.